Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I hope that you are doing absolutely fantastic. If you are new, I just get on the Shabbat, which is the Sabbath, and acknowledge this day. So if you are clicking in, I'm not churchy or religious or Jewish, but I am Hebraic, and it is part of my descent. And so I do keep covenant with the Holy One. And I show you actually what his name looks like in the tarot in a video down below if you want to scroll down and take a look at that. So if you didn't know that the scripture was found in the tarot, well, surprise it is. A lot of people do know that. But anyway, I do want to get on here and say Shabbat Shalom to everybody. I hope that it has been a peaceful day. If you are returning, I appreciate you all so very much. Thank you for being a part of this channel and being a part of my process, and let me be a part of yours. And if you are new, welcome. My channel is very intense. We look at all kinds of stuff, moral law, criminal things that take place in the earth. We just let the Holy One speak because he sees everything. And so anyway, if you stay, you stay. You'll learn me as we go and all that kind of stuff. Happy birthday, happy anniversary to anyone as well. I hope it's fantastic for you and all of that. So this morning I've just been just spending some time with Jehovah and just letting him speak to my spirit because I do like to get on here. Normally I take from Psalms 119, the High Arcana. So if you are new, the High Arcana can all be found within Psalms 119 in the scripture. And so I do like to get on here, as you all who follow me know, and take a card from that as Jehovah sees fit to bring out. But today I just kind of took some time alone and got into the scripture today, and he took me to a place talking about paths being taken. Yesterday, those of you who caught that general reading, and if you missed the CARDINAL-FIXED-MUTABLE sign readings, those can be found down below. And I did a general reading before I did those, and one of the cards that came out in my Elohim deck was the sacred path, and it also came out in the fixed sign reading. As I began this morning to spend some time with Jehovah, and he took me to the scriptures speaking about, opened up to it, and he took me to the path, and where wisdom can be found and where it's not found, and what's attached to wisdom and what's not. And we are told that, you know, wisdom is the principal thing. And we need to get wisdom, and with all our getting, get understanding. And wisdom and understanding are found together. Obviously, in that scripture, it can be found in Proverbs 4 and 7. And it's principle. If we don't have no wisdom, we're foolish, and we go down the wrong path. We get down a path that kills and destroys and stuff like that. Yet we are told that wisdom is found in that path. And so I'm going to read a portion of scripture that Jehovah took me to today. And it's found in Job. And it states here that there is a path which no fowl knows, and which the vulture's eye hath not seen. Birds. We are told in Revelation that there are hateful birds and things like that. Fowls. These fowls, when I went to go look it up, took me back to a hawk and a raven, and it took me back to prey, P-R-E-Y. And there is a sacred path that we were told to just lose our logic and to go down and to trust our intuition or our knower that is on the inside. And we're told in this portion of scripture that I'm reading here that only Elohim knows that path. And it's amazing because this came out in the Elohim deck here. It states, though, that this path, though, that is very sacred for us is not found by the fowls at all. So there is a path that no fowl knows, in which the vulture's eye has not even seen. The lion's whelp have not trodden it, nor the fierce lion passed by it. He puts forth his hand upon the rock, and he overturneth the mountains by the roots. And he cuts out canals amid the rocks, and his eye seeth every precious thing. and he binds the floods from overflowing, and the thing that is hid bringeth he forth to light. But where shall wisdom be found? And where is the place of understanding? Where is it? Man knows not the price thereof, neither is it found in the land of the living. I thought that was very interesting, because actually where it's found is going right by destruction and death. And I'm going to read it. So the depth seeth it not. It says it's not in me, and the sea says it's not with me. And it cannot be gotten for gold, neither shall silver be weighed for the price of wisdom. It's too precious. People with the money. And even Solomon asked for wisdom. He was wise to ask for wisdom, because there ain't nothing that can be compared to wisdom. It cannot be valued with the gold of Ophir, with the precious onyx or the sapphire. The gold and the crystal cannot equal it. Actually, yesterday I did a reading, and inheritance and stuff was coming out, and the word equal came out. We have often over and over get jewels and crystals and pearls and all kinds of stuff. And then this Sacred Path card came out, and it's all found here in the question of where is wisdom found on this sacred path, and where it's not, and how it can be gotten and how it cannot by any means be bought with any kind of gold or precious stones or sapphires or crystal cannot even equal it. And the exchange of it is not for the jewels of fine gold. No mention shall be made of coral or of pearls, for the price of wisdom is above rubies. And the topaz of Ethiopia shall not equal it, neither shall it be valued with pure gold. Whence then comes wisdom? Where does it come from? And where is the place of understanding? Seeing it is hid from the eyes of all living. I thought that was really interesting. Wisdom is hid from the eyes of all living. And kept close, and kept close from the fowls of the air. Let's look at that real quick. I don't want to get sidetracked, because I was going to touch on this, but you know, it's amazing to me that this sacred path actually came out in the fixed sign reading, where the 4 living creatures, as the scripture states, is actually found there. And it goes up here, and it's talking about the path of wisdom being hid from the land of the living, and yet that path came out on the fixed sign, which the living creatures can be found. Something for you to go think about, because I've been meditating about that as well. And so that kind of got my wheels rolling about that, and I thought that was very interesting. But anyway, seeing it is hid from the eyes of all living, and keep close from the fowls of the air. Destruction and death say, we have heard the fame thereof with our ears. So it's hid from the eyes of the living, but death and destruction hear it. The 2 of Wands in the deck, at a crossroad. Proverbs tells us that wisdom standing there at the crossroad, talking to the simple, where there's 2 paths. You can either go down the path of life, which it ain't, I don't believe that it's talking about to live and stuff like that, but there's difference, I believe, in what's coming out here for creatures. When I went and did some study on this today, this was taking me back to creatures that are within energies of eating raw things. The word raw the other way can also go to war. Okay, I'm not going to get too much into this because I'm still meditating on a lot of it, but I got a lot of stuff in my spirit about it. But anyway, so wisdom though is found right there at the crossroad of destruction or to have life. Okay, there's a difference here within the living energy, the land of the living, where there's raw things going on, because vultures are here with those birds that he was talking about, and it's hid from that they can't see this path. It's a sacred path for us to walk in. And it states here that destruction and death say that we've heard the fame thereof with our ears. And it says, Elohim understands the way thereof, and he knows the place thereof. Elohim does. For he looks to the ends of the earth and sees under the whole heaven to make the weight for the winds, and he weighs the waters by measure. Interesting, because we're actually getting a picture of the 8th house where waters are, where it's dark there, and Libra, where the scales are as well, up against that house being weighed. And actually, in that general reading, both those cards were together where the sacred path was found. So I thought that was very interesting, the mystery of it all. It says, for he looks to the ends of the earth and sees under the whole heaven, and to make the weight for the winds, and he weighs the waters by measure. And when he made a decree for the rain, and we can find the rain right there where the death is found to say we heard the fame thereof. That's interesting to me. It's all here, people. It's all here. So he made a decree for the rain and a way for the lightning of the thunder. And then did he see it and declared it. And he prepared it, yea, and searched it out. And unto man he said, behold, the fear of Jehovah, that is wisdom. And to depart from evil is understanding. Look, people, there are things that Jehovah hates, and he hates evilness. And he hates people who run to go real swift to do evil. Those people have no understanding. They have no wisdom. They don't. Evil. It is the word Ra. R-A. It also could be spelled R-A-H. It meant bad adversity. Bad adversity. If you're standing there and you're listening and you're hearing today in that place of destruction, and you've got two ways before you, and you go down the path where the vultures are, you're screwed, because even the place of the dead is at least hurt. You're hearing something. You are choosing to walk down a really bad place of affliction and calamity, where evilness is. You have no understanding, and you're just like a beast then, I guess. But Ra is adversity, a displeasure. This is what evil is at the root. A distressful place, a grievous place, misery, not wretchedness, being wrong or ill-favored, harmful. That's what evilness is, to spoil something, to break something in pieces, to be good for nothing, to afflict, to associate yourself by even mistake, because you don't understand if you can go down that way because your feet are running to, oh, it just feels good like this, because you're not seeking a matter out, to really call out, what should I do, God? This huge energy to take a look at and to find our knowledge within it at those two pathways, because there's vultures down that want to eat raw flesh down that way. Understanding went to us having the knowledge of that. Understanding went to mentally being able to separate something here. Okay? Because you're stupid if you go down a path that want to be mean to somebody. There's something wrong with that. There's something really wrong with that. And to be very diligent to consider this understanding is attached to the wisdom thereof. And it means that when we choose that way to really consider and to acknowledge Jehovah in all our ways, that our paths be made straight, then we understand that he can devour us just like that, and we're to fear him, and that is where we find the wisdom. Okay, to have a discerning of fear, not to fear, but yet to fear that, oh my God, I can literally be destroyed if I go down this way, and I'm going to run this way. And I'm going to acknowledge you when I am faced two different paths here to help me distinguish how to mentally weigh out a matter, to weigh out the air that it was telling, the thoughts of something, and to drop down your word. Because look, paths of righteousness only come by his commandment only. His word is a light unto our path. And if we're not keeping the commandments and we don't fear him, and you're not keeping the commandments, you really are finding yourself in a place where the vultures are going to come and get you. These are hateful birds. They eat and tear your flesh up. Okay? And so if you don't love Jehovah, then you ain't keeping his commandments, and that's your end, is right there with the vultures, with the dead things. Hope this makes sense. I had a couple of scattered moments. I got a lot in my spirit when I read through this today about wisdom. We got people who want the jewels. No, just give me the jewels. That's crazy. Those jewels, you ain't going to take them with you. When the vultures come, those jewels are going to be laying at your side with your carcass there. I just heard Jehovah say, some better run to the mercy seat now, because he is merciful. He is merciful. Thank you, Jehovah. Wisdom is about being skillful and being wise and having good sense. I thought it was, it went to dealing. To making a good deal is connected to this. The word deal also went to cards. I've actually brought that out before on one of my channels. Wisdom, the principal thing, is a time, and to everything there is a time and a season. And you stand at that crossroad too long, and you absolutely are that dumb not to run to Jehovah's ways. Then time's up and you just automatically go down the other way, and you really didn't have no sense in you. But wisdom was connected to time and rank and order and chief and captain and a company, a ruler, to be at the top of something. This phrase hides from the living. Where was that at? Give me just a second. That seeing it hides is from the eyes of the living. Took me back to that raw flesh and appetite and a beast company type of energy. Yesterday when I did those readings, we had a binding company that was attached to witchcraft type energy. And we had the word live and stomach come out also on, I don't remember what I named that video. All the stuff came out yesterday in different videos. And Jehovah just grouped it all together right out of scripture. It's amazing to me. But this energy, though, if we're walking in the true path, then the eyes of those living creatures that want the raw flesh can't see that sacred path. And because we're walking in wisdom, we heard. And we chose the paths of righteousness and to fear Jehovah. He says, I have a plan for you, and it is to prosper you and not to harm you. In other words, you could be harmed if you don't listen to him and hear the fame of going down the path of his commandments and walking in love. So wisdom standing at the crossroad for a lot of people today. And he's saying, choose you this day who you're going to serve. What path do you want? Do you want to be served as food to the fowls of the air, those birds that want a raw war? Or do you want to be hid because Jehovah's covering you and protecting you, because only Elohim knows the path, it says. And if the scales are uneven, there's an abomination there, and he's already weighed out which thing will happen on each path that could be taken. And we need him to hold our hands. We really do. if you have wisdom, you will run from evil. You will, every time, run from evil. I just want to share this. I apologize for a couple flighty moments. Like I said, sometimes I just get so on the inside, and because I still got a lot going through my spirit. I'm sure a lot of your wheels are going as well, especially those of you who are, you know, really in tune with the word and stuff like that. And anyway, I just want to share it for Shabbat. I hope it blessed you, because it really blessed me. I'm always amazed at how Jehovah will bring something out in a reading and then go lead me somewhere. He's just fantastic. Jehovah is just he's just a good daddy, and he does reveal his secrets to those who keep his commandments, because the secret is with the righteous, and the righteous road is where we truly find the true riches of wisdom. What road are you on today? Only you can answer that. Until next time, shalom.